What is going on, Snow Squad? It's your boy Snow, and welcome back again here in Ulster Tower Defense. And I was actually grinding my tower mode when one of my Snow Squad reminded me that there was actually a buff session that happened on this update at the same time. And as you guys can see on the update log, there were 9 buffs that happened together with the update. So yeah, we're all gonna check that out. But anyway, guys, buckle up because there's gonna be a roller coaster ride again for all of those buffs. And hopefully some of these old units are now gonna be more useful, especially on those who are planning to go back to ASD and play the game again. As usual, guys, since this is gonna be comparing about those old stats to their new stats, well, shout out to my boy Bryce for helping me compiling all of the old stats of the units that we're gonna check out on this one. But anyway, let me just remind you guys that since some of them were just like really old, some of these units are only level 80 plus. Alright, so this is gonna be the previous damage of Aqua Koku. As you guys can see, it's gonna be 1.73 million, range is 100, SPA is 6. And after the buff, it's gonna be like this. Alright, so after the buff, Goku is now gonna be dealing 4.13 million, SPA will be 5, range will be 105. So basically that's gonna be a damage and also range buff. But weirdly enough, they actually buffed his range by 5, which was not really needed, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, 4.13 million base damage without any buff is not really that bad, especially knowing all of you. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys, even those people who already quit playing ASTD, because first, this is Goku, and second, Dragon Ball characters was like really the monster characters here in Ulster Tower Defense. Anyway, guys, let's now move on to our boy Levi. By the way, AOT fans, congratulations. You've successfully finished your anime series. But in fact, guys, Levi is actually the very first, if I'm not mistaken, the very first 6-star banner unit that we actually got here in Ulster Tower Defense. He's not the very first 6-star unit because it was Kaido, if I can remember it correctly. But Levi is for sure a part of the first batch of the 6 stars and also world number 2. I'm pretty sure that he was released together with world number 2. But anyway, guys, an old Levi will only deal 225,385 damage plus, of course, a bleeding damage, 901,542, range is 197. Yeah, this was a thing before, guys, like overkill range. SPA will be 6.5. So nowadays, after this buff, he's now gonna be so he's now gonna be damaging 839,000 damage plus the bleeding damage. So that's pretty much 4 million plus on bleeding. And take note, guys, that this is only level 83 Levi as well. So I'm pretty sure that maybe a level 175 Levi will now be probably reaching like 1 million. So let's just say 1 million base damage, 5 million bleeding. That's a big improvement considering that Levi is a bleeding unit, you know. And also Levi was actually being used on the story modes. Yeah, on the story modes and also raids. I can remember that. I think that this buff is really gonna help him a lot, and at the same time for those players who actually got Levi before. By the way, guys, apparently Jiren also got a buff. Universe Justice 1. This is Jiren. Yeah, this is Jiren. But I got Jiren, but not on my main account. But yeah, I still haven't figured out the password of that account. So yeah, previously Jiren was dealing 2.73 million damage, range is 100, SPA is 12, and according to Wiki, guys, a level 175 Jiren is now gonna deal 6.59 million damage, range is 90. Yeah, his SPA is still 12. Can't remember, Jiren also got like humongous ball here in Ulster Tower Defense. Oh yeah, he even got nerfed at some point, but now he actually received what? This like double his damage. But take note, guys, that his range also changed. Look, 100 range, 90 range. So I don't know why, but yeah, it is what it is. At least he's now hitting heavier nowadays. So yep, that's the buff for Jiren. For the next one, we got here the Jujutsu Master, which is a Star Pass unit, if I'm not mistaken. So 2.69 million was his previous damage. Range is 90, SPA is 10. And after the buff, Yuta will deal what? 5.89 million. Wait, is this unit not bleeding? Yeah, he's not bleeding. Okay, I really thought that he was bleeding. Oh, probably it was Ghetto? I'm not really sure. We're gonna check that out soon. So 5.89 million damage, 10 SPA, range is 110. So this is now gonna be his new damage. from 2.69 million. So basically double the amount of his damage, and also his range increased by 20. Even though I would love to see more of Yuta's buff, but yeah, at the end of the day, this is an unobtainable unit because he came from Star Pass. As long as he's just gonna be useful, I'm down. But he really cannot be better than this, I guess, because, you know, like, if he's gonna be a meta and there's no way to get him, that would be unfair for everyone, you know. So for our Ghetto, aka Sorcerer Evil, as you guys can see, his old damage was only 1.37 million, range is 110, and SPA is 6. Now our Ghetto will now deal a damage of 2.73 million, guys. But this is only a level 80 Yuta, so just imagine it's probably gonna be like around 3 million or something. So 132 range as well. Wow, alright. SPA is 6. But like what I've said about Yuta, Ghetto is also an unobtainable unit, so the ceiling for this buff for Yuta and also Ghetto is really not that high. For the next one, an OG one. Yeah, we even have like an army video for this one. Divine Pride, aka Escanor. So the damage of Escanor before, guys, is 2 million. But I can't remember, guys, Escanor actually got like the ability to grow his damage every single wave. Damage per wave is not really indicated here in his old stats. I guess just type it down in the comments so that, you know, we have like more information. But if we're gonna max out our boy Escanor, a level 175 Escanor will now deal 2.72 million base damage, and he's gonna gain 323,000 damage per wave. Wow. Alright, so damage wise, he only got like 700,000 additional damage, but I'm not sure about the damage per wave though, because he is a raging unit. And I actually asked Bryce, like our wiki friend, and he told me that the amount of the damage that he can get, or the cap of him getting damage per wave, is still not known. Alright, so nobody knows if there's a cap or not. If you guys actually know if it is capped or not, or maybe it's an unlimited boost of power because this is Escanor, well, that would be a very good news for those players who is actually holding Escanor in their bag. But anyway, guys, let's now buff them all out, and together with Yuhabaha buff, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Look at this, guys. 16.5 million damage for Aqua Koku, an OG one. He's now a little bit more useful, but definitely not gonna be like part of the meta on something. A buff is a buff, like what I'm always saying. For our boy Levi, together with the buff, it's gonna be 3.35 million plus the bleed. That's roughly 15 point something million bleeding damage, which is really good. And at the same time, guys, remember that Levi actually got the electric enchant. So aside from Kizaru, I think that you will, if you don't have Kizaru, then you will have Levi. So bleeder. Kizaru is not an elemental damager, so yep, definitely can see the possibility of Levi being used on those kind of raids where electric enchant is a must. But anyway, for our boy Yuta, we got here 23.5 million together with a buff, 132 range at the same time. But yeah, the only problem about Yuta, guys, is he's not bleeding, he's not elemental damage. It's a good buff nevertheless, but together with our boy Ghetto, both of them cannot really be like super duper good because they are an unobtainable unit, as I've said earlier. So 10.9 for our Ghetto, 158 range at the same time. And for our Escanor, we have here 10.9 million damage, guys. Remember that the damage per wave is not being affected by the buff, guys, alright? So he's not gonna gain 900,000 per wave. But then again, it's very important to take note that the limit of his damage growth is still unknown. But anyway, guys, we're now gonna check the biggest winners of this update session, and you already can see one of those on my shoulder, obviously, is gonna be Kakashi Sensei. So before this buff, the OG controllable unit was only dealing 8.5 million damage. Just forget about range because it is a controllable unit. SPA is 6 as well. So if we're gonna do the perfect blue warrior summon, there we go. Oh, gives me nostalgia. Alright, so the damage of this one is 30 point. Oh, okay, 30.1 million. Wait, is he now? Oh, bro, I was expecting for him to deal like black flames as well. God, I miss using this. Yeah, the trouble of even using your unit. I don't think that he's gonna be part of the meta, but definitely very, very, very high damage now, though. I mean, the only reason why he's not gonna be a meta is because first, it's inconvenient to use. Second, well, he's not doing any elemental damage. So, yep, the 30 million without buff is not bad, okay? I'm just saying that he cannot beat those current meta units. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, another controllable unit that we have here is gonna be Kurama. All right, so this is only gonna be possible by using both 7 stars Naruto and also Sasuke, if I'm not mistaken. So let's do it. Bam. Where the hell is he? But yeah, it's okay. We're just gonna upgrade it to max. So before this update, Beast Spawner was actually dealing 17.73 million damage. You know what? Let's just check it over here. So 35.9 million damage, guys. So that's the new damage of... Oh, he's even more stronger than Kakashi now. Well, which really should be, because Kurama is like more recent than Kakashi Sensei, of course. 35.9 million per 6 SPA. Wow, the public runs would be fun again. This is a very generous buff, though. This is a very generous buff because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you, or maybe 99% of you, actually got Kakashi 6-star. Because if you guys don't know, if you're a new player, Kakashi 6-star, when he was dropped, I mean, everyone was like literally trying to get him because of how cool his Susanoo is. And at the same time, you can control. You can be the Susanoo, you know what I'm saying? You can be him. But yeah, it's not the end for the Naruto fanboys because another OG meta unit is coming back from the grave, and that's gonna be none other than Obito. Wait, I can remember Obito dealing like black flames. Before, Obito was this one. So 3.65 million damage plus, yeah, this is the black flame. 73 million burn damage over 20 ticks. This is actually gonna be insane. I mean, this is a black flames. I'm so excited to see. Alright, so yep, confirmed, guys. He didn't lose his ability to do black flames, and his new damage now will be at 15. Ooh, 15 million. Obito's damage never been bad. It's just the fact that it became outdated. You know what I'm saying? So from 3.6 million to 15 million, that's a big jump. And considering that this 15 million can even be multiplied by 20, oh my god. I'm not sure the new version of Itachi, but I'm pretty sure that he must now be better than Itachi. If you're a Naruto fanboy, I'm pretty sure that you're smiling right now, like for real, for real. Alright, so for our Kakashi Sensei, it's gonna be 100. Oh my god, just look at these numbers. 120 million, only at level 84, by the way, guys. 120 million for the Kakashi Susanoo. For our Kurama plus Susanoo, we have 143 million, and for our Obito, it's gonna be 60.3 million damage plus the freaking black flames. Just imagine that, guys. Just compute that. 60 million multiplied by 20. Boy, Obito is probably gonna be part of the meta again. I might just be tripping as well. Maybe he is now very good unit, but probably he still cannot take one of the slot on the leaderboard meta. I might be wrong, but I'm not gonna be surprised if he will be able to be part of the meta again. Anyway, guys, those are all of the buff that we received for the most recent update here in All-Star Tower Defense. I'm really happy about these buff. What about you guys? Especially if you're a Naruto fanboy. What are your thoughts about this buff? Especially the Obito buff. Yep, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Use StarCode whenever you're buying Roblox. Stay cool, guys. Peace.